This Mapping Monday is going to get us to some of the causes of the revolution. So I'm going to go ahead and actually label my map right now because this is going to get me to causes of the revolution. It's best way to review, best way to help us connect and remember information. So I draw my eye, my nose, and my chin. When I say I am of course talking about England, always watching. It can also be called Britain. England is a part of the continent of Europe, so we talk about the Europeans that come over. Being nosy are Spain and France. Sometimes they get involved, sometimes they don't. And of course, the chin holding up our economy, the continent of Africa. And if we remember, 1492, Columbus sails the ocean blue. He's crossing westward across the Atlantic Ocean, trying to get to Asia. He wants to get to India and China. He's looking for gold, silks, and spices. That is, of course, going to be an economic reason. He wants to get rich by getting there. Does he get to Asia? The answer is, of course, no. Instead, he lands in the New World. Dip down, around, over, bump, bump, over, and up. All right, so I have my old world here, and I have my new world up here. All right, we're going to go in and label our physical geography first, labeling my physical geography. Of course, that ocean that Columbus was trying to go across is the Atlantic Ocean. Our colonists, when they settle on the East Coast, are blocked from expansion by the Appalachian Mountains. My lakes up here all together are none other than the Great Lakes. And we remember the Great Lakes with homes, Lake Huron, Lake Ontario, Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, and Lake Superior. All right, America's highway, travel, trade, transportation right here is going to be the Mississippi River. That, of course, flows into the Gulf of Mexico. As we move further west, we get the Rocky Mountains, and then manifest destiny, sea to shining sea, is the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the Pacific Ocean. All right, the first thing we have to do is label our explorers, and the first exploration group I am, of course, starting with is going to be the Spanish. They go to the south and to the southwest right there. Of course, I remember my savage Spanish slaveholders. They were not always very nice to my natives. They're going to go for economic reasons. They want to find mineral resources in order to get rich. Please make sure you're paying attention to my words because they can be used interchangeably. It is that economic reason, those mineral resources. Of course, they want to claim land for the king and say, this is mine. And then don't forget the Catholics. The Spanish Catholics wanted to convert the natives to Catholicism. After the Spanish, we of course have the French who come up into this Mississippi River. They go up there. They are my friendly French fur traders. So there's my economic. And they are also political. Finally, I'm going to get my English, my economic English evict natives. So they are, of course, economic. I remember Plymouth and their religion. They are political and I want a better life, social. Along with these explorers, because they're sending goods between the old world and new world, we get the Columbian Exchange. Of course, who does it hurt the most? It hurts the new world. Who does it help the most? It helps the old world. And when I have those arrows going right there, I'm not really talking about the continent of Africa. I am talking about all of the old world, including Europe. So there's my Columbian Exchange. So that is my exploration. I'm going to move on to my colonists. My first permanent English colony is going to be none other than Jamestown, Virginia, right about there. Am I perfect? No, but it's right about there. I just put a little J. My next permanent English colony is my Puritans in Plymouth, Massachusetts. There's my P. I'm going to add a cross because they are religious. I cannot forget the religion in Plymouth, Massachusetts. These two colonies are going to turn into 13, and that is where we get our 3 colonial regions. So I divide the top and the bottom, making sure the P is in the top, the J is in the bottom. All right, Who is my mother country? My mother country is England. So there is my crown, of course. At the top, coming in up here, where it is cold, the soil is rocky, we have New England. There is my NE. See if I can go in just a little bit more to help you guys. Just a little bit more. There we go. Let me pull it out just a little bit so that you can see it just a little bit better. All right. There's NE. How do I remember my New England colonies? I tell myself my New Hampshire runs in circles. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut. And I cannot forget New Hampshire is religious. Everything is the religion. It is the Puritans up in New Hampshire. Then I have the middle or mid-Atlantic colonies. They're, of course, the breadbasket colonies, so they are economic. They're fur traders, too. And then because the Quakers here, they are so nice to everybody and so accepting, they are also social. To remember my middle colonies, I tell myself New York police need jelly donuts. That is New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Now, there is one thing to add to the middle colonies. I do have to remember that one of those colonies is religious. It is the Quakers, and they are going to go to Pennsylvania. So there is my cross right there. My Pennsylvania Quakers are religious. Then I finally have the South. The cash crops in the South, they are economic. This is the plantation system. It is warm. The soil is fertile. It is perfect for growing crops. And I tell myself my very nice cousin sends Christmas gifts. Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Georgia's right there. One of these colonies is religious. That is going to be none other than Maryland. The Catholics are going to go to Maryland. Right there. All right, I got my 13 English colonies. My 13 English colonies are doing pretty good. Part of the reason they're doing good is they're going to be trading with England. They have good port cities where the harbors are deep enough for ships to come in. Up in the New England colony, our port city of importance is Boston, Massachusetts. So I put a B and a triangle. In the middle, my important port city is none other than New York City. Right there. And I give it a triangle. And then in the south, it is Charleston, South Carolina. There is my C in the triangle. Now, why are these ships so important? Why is trading so important? Well, they are participating in the triangular trade. Look, it's a triangle. There are three sides. Coming out of the Americas is raw materials, natural resources, cash crops, things that come from the ground. Coming out of England and Europe, it is manufactured goods. They turn it into stuff. Of course, the two biggest being rum and guns. Africa, you get salt, you get ivory, but of course, the largest group is going to be your enslaved people. Does this triangle go one way? No, it goes both ways. England and Europe send stuff to the Americas. America sends stuff to Africa. Africa also sends stuff to England and Europe. Now, in this triangular trade, who is making the most money? It is the mother country. It is England with the colonies. Why? Well, because of that idea of mercantilism. My MCM, mercantilism. MCM, my mercantilism right there, says mother countries create colonies for their economic benefit. Now here's the deal, is that we're going to keep going because we have to add on my causes of the revolution. These colonies are growing, they are expanding, more and more people are coming over from Europe. Some of them are from England, some are from Germany. They are coming over, some are from France or Spain. They want land, 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 land. These people are farmers and they want to farm, but we're running out of land in the middle and southern colonies, and even our New England colonies too, although they weren't farmers. So they're looking for land. Where do they look? They look over the Appalachian Mountains. And it's going to be in this area between the Mississippi River and the Ohio River. The only problem is, who's it already claimed by? It's claimed by the French. This area is called the Ohio River Valley. And so the English are going to fight against the French Indians for this land. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Who's going to win? It's going to be the 13 English colonies and their mother country, England. And so the 13 English colonies, they start packing their bags. They're ready to go. But the king says, stop. And what does he say stop on? He says stop on the Appalachian Mountains. He says, no, we're not going to let you move there. Yes, we fought for the land. Yes, we died for the land, but we're not moving to the land. And so, in the proclamation of 1763, he says, stop. And he says, you are not allowed to go west of the Appalachian Mountains. And the colonists get mad. They get so mad. And we're going to see other causes to our revolution. Now, how do I remember proclamation, Appalachian? Right there. Proclamation, Appalachian, Appalachian, proclamation. Say it with me, say it with me. Appalachian, proclamation, proclamation, Appalachian. Don't go west. Don't go west. All right, there we go. Causes of the revolution. We'll be able to add more next week.